بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Last week we were talking about Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu and some of his specialities, some of his amazing qualities, how he became Muslim and his Iman, and few of his amazing things that Allah had blessed him with. Today inshallah we will continue with some of his advices, some of the things he mentioned. So when Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu finished from the burial of Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu, last week we also spoke about how he was chosen to be the Amir al-Mu'mineen. So it is mentioned that when Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu finished from the burial of Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu, he rubbed his hands, he cutted his hands clean, wiped his hands clean from the dust of the grave, and then he stood on that same place and he said, Inna Allah abtalakum bi, indeed Allah is testing you due to me, wabtalani bikum, and Allah is testing me because of you. Because every person who's in charge, he is also tested by Allah. How is he going to rule the people under him? And the people under are also at trial, that how are they going to obey the people in authority. Like Allah mentioned in the Quran, فَلَنَسْأَلَنَّ الَّذِينَ أُرْسِلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, we will definitely ask those who we sent messengers to, who we sent people to, the prophets, the message that was sent. We will ask them, when the message came to you, what did you do? When you got the message of Islam, when you got the message of Quran, when you got the message of Deen, how did you react? Did you accept it? Did you deny it? So they will also be questioned. And then Allah said, وَلَنَسْأَلَنَّ الْمُرْسَلِينَ, we will also be asking the prophets, the messengers who took the message. Did you take the message as it should be taken? Did you give the message in the right way, at the right time, in the right way, with the right method? All these things need to be in place. So Allah is trialing, testing everybody through others. وَأَبْقَانِي فِيكُمْ بَعْدَ صَاحِبِهِ, and Allah has let me live among you after my companion, meaning صَاحِبَيَّ, both of my companions. The Prophet ﷺ is referring to his companion and Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu, the both of his companions. Because like I mentioned, the Prophet ﷺ said, used to say, دَخَلْتُ أَنَا وَأَبُو بَكْرٍ خَرَجْتُ أَنَا وَأَبُو بَكْرٍ, me, Abu Bakr and Umar have entered, me, Abu Bakr and Umar have come out, me, Abu Bakr and Umar. So everything, me, Abu Bakr and Umar, me, Abu Bakr and Umar, me, Abu Bakr and Umar. To the extent that until today in the grave, the Prophet of Allah, Abu Bakr and Umar. On the day of Qiyamah, أَنَا أَوَّلُ النَّاسِ خُرُوجًا إِذَا بُعِثُوا, I will be the first to be taken out of my grave when the resurrection will happen. Then Abu Bakr and Umar. So that sequence still continues. So he said, that out of the three, me, Abu Bakr and Umar, I am the only one left now. The other two have passed away. They've passed on. So Allah has, فَوَاللَّهِ لَا يَحْضُرُنِي شَيْءٌ مِّنْ أَمْرِكُمْ, no matter of yours comes to me except that I will try my best to follow what they have been doing. Then he said, if I do something good, If somebody does good, then good will be done to him. And if somebody does evil, somebody does anything wrong, somebody commits a crime, then he will be taught a lesson. That's it. Short, sweet, simple, to the point talk. See, the Sahaabah Radhiyallahu Anhu, they never used to talk much, or they never used to give very, very long talk. They used to act more. Today, unfortunately, we are very, very used to long talks, used to listening to long talks, long bayans, long lectures, and it's become more of an entertainment. Action is disappearing. We ask somebody, brother, what do you do? Sister, what do you do? Sister, oh, I go home, I listen to lectures. You're just listening. Do something more productive, do something practical. When they feel good that Alhamdulillah, I'm listening to lectures, Alhamdulillah, I'm listening, it's good. But that's not the be all and the end all. Do something more. Do some ibadah, do some tilawah, do something more practical, more physical, rather than just listening. That's how the world has come to. If I am not listening to music, I am listening to Islamic lectures, I am very pious now. That's the mentality. That's the mentality. I'm very pious. I never listen to music. I always listen to Islamic lectures. Just listening to lectures makes you pious. Just listening to, it's good. We're not, trying to downgrade or trying to defame or speak ill of those who do listen to it, but that's not the end of it. Do something more practical, do something more physical. Today we have got a very shallow understanding of piety. If I am sending a message out every week, weekly reminder, daily reminder, I am very pious. Because I'm sending a weekly reminder on my email, I'm sending a weekly reminder on my social media, I'm sending a weekly, daily reminder on my WhatsApp. So I'm very pious. Brother, what do you do? Haven't you seen my daily reminders? Okay, that's fine, that's beyond the point. But like, what do you do? Okay, that's a reminder, but we need to do something more physical. So Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu, that's all he said. And then the narrator is saying that after that he never used to give any long talks. We got another narration here. لما ولي عمر ibn Khattab, when Umar ibn Khattab was made the Amir al-Mu'mineen, see, he never campaigned for it, he never asked for it, he never told people to elect him or anything. He was chosen by Abu Bakr. He was already chosen. He was forced into it. When a person thinks, I know how to do it, and my way, I need to be elected, then he's taking a lot of things in his own hands. And then the help of Allah is not with him as well. Yes. When the responsibility is put on him, and he doesn't know what to do, and then he asks Allah, oh Allah, please help me, then Allah will help him and he'll become the best in his field. I always give the example that Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu, Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu, all these Sahaabah, they were not only the best when it came to reading the Quran, they were the best, but not only. They were not only the best when it came to performing Salah, in the Ibadah, in the Tilawah, in the Hajj, in the Tahajjud. They were also the best leaders, they were also the best governors, they were also the best rulers, the best warriors, the best conquerors, the best in politics. In all of these things they were the best. Which degree did they have? Which university did they go to? They upheld the command of Allah, and when the opportunity came and they were put in that position, they asked Allah, and Allah made them the best out of the rest. Until today, those politicians, those governors who got so many degrees behind them cannot match the governorship of them. Until today, they cannot match it. So when Umar ibn Khattab was made the Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sa'id al-Mimbar, he came onto the Mimbar, فقال, and he said, ما كان الله ليراني أن أرى نفسي أهلا لمجلس أبي بكر. I don't regard myself to be on the seat of Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, I don't feel my... So what did he do? He went down one step. And the Prophet ﷺ, in his minbar, he used to have 3 steps, like I mentioned a few lessons ago. The hadith is famous. The first step he stood up, he said Ameen. Second step he stood up, he said Ameen. Third step. So from this hadith we realize that he has 3 steps. So when Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu became the Amir al-Mu'mineen, the Prophet of Allah used to give khutbah from the 3rd step. When Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu became the Amir al-Mu'mineen, he went 1 step down. So he started giving khutbah on the 2nd step. Out of respect that I don't want to sit on the same seat as the Prophet ﷺ. I am out of adab, he went 1 step down. Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu said, how can I sit on the same seat as Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu Anhu? Out of respect, he went 1 step down. Uthman Radhiyallahu Anhu, when he became the Amir al-Mu'mineen, now there was no more further steps to go, so he went back on the top. So people started objecting, oh, Abu Bakr, look how much respect he had. He went 1 step down. Umar, he had so much respect, he went even 1 step even down, further down. Uthman goes back up. The later on, the Umayyad Khilafah and the Khalifahs, and they used to say, lucky Uthman went back up. Otherwise, we would be, giving the khutbah from the well. If you continue going down, 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 how much more down you're going to go? If every Amir al-Mu'mineen came and he went 1 step down, people would be at the top and they would be, look sideways, they would be on his head, literally. So he went 1 step down. فَحَمِدَ اللَّهِ. So he praised Allah, وَأَثْنَى عَلَيْهِ. ثم قال اقرأوا القرآن تعرفوا به. Recite the Quran, you will be recognized through it. Amazing. Something which we are lacking today. We tell people, brother, do you read the Quran? Don't get time for it. But mashallah, you got time for WhatsApp, you got time for emails, you got time for everything else. You have time to read everything else in the world, but you don't have time to read the word of Allah. Ramadan comes, mashallah, Quran comes. Ramadan goes, Quran goes. Something to really ponder. To the extent that I heard one Maulana saying that the Ummah is in such a situation that you can't even tell people to read the Quran because they don't have time for it. You just have to sometimes tell them that, oh brother, at least once a day, open the Quran and look at it. So that's how low the Ummah has dropped to. We cannot even tell, we used to tell people that every person needs to read 1 para a day, every hafiz needs to read 3 paras a day. That used to happen once upon a time. Now even some of the hafiz, if they can read a few pages, that's something to think about. And non-hafiz, you tell them, brother, at least open the Quran and look at it. Alhamdulillah, the Quran is still, iski bhi tawfiq mil rahi. Otherwise, we have made ourselves busy in so many useless things. We have made ourselves so busy in useless activities. Things which are not going to benefit us anything in this world, not even in the Akhirah. The WhatsApp, the social media is not our ticket to Jannah. Quran is the way to Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ said, the one who puts it in front of him, he will lead him to Jannah. The one who puts it behind him, he will push him to Jannah. Allah save us. So read the Quran. This is the first thing he said. وَأَعْمَلُوا بِهِ. And not only read it, act upon it. Bring it, make it part of your life. تَكُونُوا مِنْ أَهْلِهِ. You will become from the people of Quran. One is to become reciters of Quran, and one is to become the people of Quran. People of Quran. Who not only read the Quran, they have the Quran in their life. Quran is part of them. Even in actions. وَزِنُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُوزَنُوا. Let us make a habit of reading the Quran every day. Start off in the morning by reading Yasin, Surah Yasin. I tell brothers, you don't need to spend too much. If you just memorize 1 ayah a day, 1 ayah a day, in less than 3 months you will know the whole of Yasin by heart. 1 ayah a day. Every day you memorize 1 ayah, 1 ayah, 1 ayah, 1 ayah, 1 ayah. Less than 3 months, you will know the whole of Yasin by heart. In the evening, read Surah Al-Mulk, Surah Al-Sajdah. The Prophet of Allah did not used to sleep without reading this 2 surah. Surah Al-Mulk, 30 ayah. You learn one ayah a day, memorize one ayah a day. In 1 month, you'll know the whole of Surah Al-Sajdah. One ayah a day of Surah Al-Mulk, 1 month you'll know it. 30 ayah, 30 ayah. They both have 30 ayah. So 3 months you say Yasin, 1 month Surah Al-Mulk, 1 month Surah Al-Sajdah. 5 months. In 5 months you will know this surah. Then you can learn Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Surah Al-Kahf on Friday. Then we can read Surah Al-Dukhan on Thursday night. These are all surah that should be part of our life every day. It's like a daily thing. Like how we have breakfast every morning, we have supper every evening. Surah Yasin should be like a spiritual breakfast in the morning. I can't start my day without that cup of tea. I can't start my day without Yasin. I can't sleep without food. I can't sleep without Surah Al-Mulk and Surah Al-Sajdah. That's how it should be. I will never sleep without eating. How can I sleep without Surah Al-Mulk and Surah Al-Sajdah? This should be part of our life. And then of course, we need to read the rest of the Quran. Many people, they will only read these surah, they won't have read. But the rest of the Quran, we should make a timetable as well, that every day we're reading something. If not one para, few pages, half a para, quarter juz, something. We have a timetable in our life. وَزِنُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, and weigh yourself. قَبْلَ أَن تُوزَنُوا, before you are weighed. Weigh your actions. Every day, weigh your actions. Do I have more good deeds or do I have more evil deeds? Before that happens to you on the day of Qiyamah. Every day we need to analyze. That if Qiyamah was to take place today, what have I done more today? Have I done more good deeds today or have I done more evil deeds today? How's the balance? We need to analyze. Every day we look at our finances, how much was the income, how much was the expenditure. We look at our business. We look at our job, how is it going. We need to look at, and that financial is only until the grave, before the grave. That's it, death, finish, it's all over. But this will decide whether it's going to be Jannah or Jahannam. The scale. If the good deeds go down, فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ فَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِنُهُ, and if the good deeds don't go down, if they end up being very light and the evil deeds go down, فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ, his abode will be Hawiyah. May Allah save us. What is Hawiyah? وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا هِيَ? What is it? نَارٌ حَامِيَةٌ. وَتَزَيَّنُوا لِلْعَرْضِ الْأَكْبَرِ يَوْمَ تُعْرَضُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةٌ. And beautify yourself for the big presence, big appearance in which you will be put before Allah on the day of Qiyamah. And if we're going to be appearing in court, or we're going to be appearing in front of a king, how much beauty, how much we beautify ourselves. Is this the right clothes? Is there the right suit to wear? Do I look, if a person has been called to the Buckingham Palace or to the Parliament for something, then for days before he will be trying to get the right suit, right clothing, right shoes, everything smart. You want to be there in the best way. Who could be greater than Allah? And we will have an appearance in front of Allah. Have we beautified ourselves for that? Have we beautified ourselves for that? When I come in front of Allah on the day of Qiyamah, what have I got to present in front of Allah? If Allah asks me, what have you done for me? What answer am I going to give? Kya leke aaye ho? What have you bought for me? These are big questions to think about. Every day we need to analyze our life. That have I got something ready to present in front of Allah on the day of Qiyamah? Have I got something in place? Make dua to Allah. Oh Allah, give me the ability to do those things that I can make, I can present in front of you, that you become happy with. We should make this type of dua to Allah. ألا وإني أنزلت نفسي من مال الله بمنزلة ولي اليتيم. I have been put into this position from the wealth of Allah. It's like a person, a guardian on yatim, a person who's looking after an orphan's wealth. So, another place Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu said, حاسبوا أنفسكم قبل أن تحاسبوا. Resurrect yourself, account yourself before you are taken into account. Every day. Again, why did you do this today? Why didn't you do this today? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Why didn't you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you say this? Why didn't you say this? Every day. Muhasabah. فَإِنَّهُ أَهْوَنُ لِحِسَابِكُمْ, because that is more easier of the reckoning. Then when these questions will be posed in front of Allah, when Allah will be asking these questions, then it's going to be a hard one. So you rather practice, have a mock test, mock resurrection in this world every day. So you are ready for the actual one. وَزِنُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُوزَنُوا وَتَزَيَّنُوا لِلْعَوْتِ الْأَكْبَرِ يَوْمَ تُغَادُونَ لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةٌ. Again, resurrect yourself before the big reckoning happens. Then another time he was given khutbah, so he said, أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ, O people. Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu stood on the minbar, and then he said, O people, what is this lot of mahar you give to the women? And the Prophet ﷺ and the companions used to give little mahar. They were only around 400 dirham that they used to give, or less than that. If giving a lot of mahar was something honorable, then the Prophet of Allah would have given more. So a woman stood up. She said, Oh Umar, should we listen to you, should we listen to Allah? Make your mind up. Now Umar was such a person that anybody could make a point to him in front of anyone. If it was us in that position, we would say, do you know who I am? How you dare you talk to me like this? But no, Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu said, okay. She said, Allah said in the Quran, when you separate and you have given one of them qintaran, a whole heap of gold, don't take it back. You know, when you separate, a couple separates for whatever reason, and the husband has given the wife a whole heap of, ornaments or something, then don't take it back. So he said, of course, heap is going to be so much. It's not going to be 400, it's going to be much more than that. So should we listen to you or should we listen to Allah? So Umar immediately said, the woman has spoken the truth, Umar has erred. Umar has made a mistake. Immediately he took his mistake. Immediately he admitted his mistake. Very straightforward person. When the earthquake happened in his time, or when the earthquake was about to happen, immediately he stood on the minbar and he said, Oh people, what's wrong with you? Either I am the problem, or you are the problem, or we are all the problem. That is why this is happening. Either we all sort ourselves out, otherwise the earth can't take it anymore. Listen. He said, if you don't sort this yourself out, he was telling the people, and this earthquake happens again, I'm not going to be the Amir anymore. And the earthquake never happened after that, for the rest of his life. Imagine, what level he was on. Almighty Allah first of all give me the understanding, give all of us the understanding, inshallah. And we have a lot more to say from the advisor of Umar Radhiyallahu Anhu. Allah give us understanding. If you follow the advisors, if you follow on their footsteps, just like the way they were successful, Umar fil Jannah, will we not be successful? Almighty Allah first of all give me the ability to follow the ability. Ameen wa sallallahu wa sallam ala rasulina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa